learned lesson number 13 in the Breezy Z Drum Method book. In the previous lesson, lesson 12, we learned about a back-end combination where we had 1/8 note connected to 2 16th notes. We called it 1 and a. In this lesson, we're going to learn about the opposite combination where we start with 2 16th notes and we end with an 8th note. And that combination is read as 1E and. So you have to be careful when you recognize whether it's a back end, 1 and a, or if it's a front end, 1E and. We're going to look at these exercises towards the end of the page. We're going to be mixing them up, so you got to really notice and look in advance where those combinations change. If you look at lesson number 1, we're starting off with regular 8th and quarter notes, which we already know how to play, so they're counted as so. 1 and 2. Then you're going to do it again. 1 and 2. If you look at the next measure, we have a front end. It's 2 16th notes connected to an 8th note. So remember, I told you we're going to count this 1E and. So if you, and then we put it, the second beat is just a quarter note. So we're going to count it 1E and 2. Then we do it again. 1E and 2. The next half of the song is the same as the first. So we start off with our 8th and quarter note. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. And now we have our front end combination. 1E and 2. Do it again. 1E and 2. Let's read through that line one more time. We have from the beginning 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1E and 2. 1E and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1E and 2. 1E and 2. Great. Now let's play it on this snare drum. There is a repeat at the end of the line, so we're going to play through this song twice. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. 1 and 2. Again. 1 and 2. Front end. 1 and 2. 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 Now we're going to repeat. 1 and 2. 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 Great job. We are now on exercise number 2. We have 2 front ends in a row. So it's going to be counted 1E and 2E and. Let's try that one more time. This is just the first measure. We have 1E and 2E and. The next measure is all 8th notes. 1 and 2 and. The next measure is the same as the first. 1E and 2E and. 1 and 2. Keep going. 1E and 2E and. 1 and 2 and. 1E and 2E and. 1 and 2. Let's go back to the beginning of the song, and we're going to play it with the beat. Here we go. Let's walk through it one more time. We have 1E and 2E and. 1 and 2 and. 1E and 2E and. 1 and 2. 1E and 2E and. 1 and 2 and. 1E and 2E and. 1 and 2. Let's play it on the snare drum. There is no repeat sign on this exercise, so we are only going to play it once. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Great job. We're now on exercise number 3. We start with 4 16th notes, which are counted 1E and a, and then it's immediately followed by a front end, 2E and. So listen to that again. We have 1E and a, 2E and. Then we have our 8th notes, 1 and 2 and. The next measure, it's the same as the beginning. 1E and a, 2E and. 1 and 2. 1E and a, 2E and. 1 and 2 and. 1E and a, 2E and. 1 and 2. Let's try that one more time. Here we go. We have 1, two, ready, and 1 E and a 2 E and 1 and 2 and 1 E and a 2 E and 1 and 2. 1 E and a 2 E and 1 and 2 and 1 E and a 2 E and 1 and 2. Let's now play it on the snare drum. This exercise does have a repeat sign, so we will be repeating it. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. 1 E and a 2 E and 1 and 2 and 1 E and a 2 E and 1 and 2. 1 E and a 2 E and 1 and 2 and 1 E and a 2 E and 1 and 2. Repeat. 1 E and a 2 E and 1 and 2 and 1 E and a 2 E and 1 and 2. 1 E and a 2 E and 1 and 2 and 1 E and a 2 E and 1 and 2. Great job. We are now on exercise number 4. And this exercise, we are combining both back ends and front ends. If you look at the first measure of exercise number 4, we have a back end. It's an 8th note followed by 2 16th notes. Remember, those are counted 1 and a. So we have 2 in a row. Let's do it. We have 1 and a, 2 and a. Now we have our 8th notes, 1 and 2 and. This next measure is our other combination. It's a front end. The 16th notes happen first, and then you have your 8th note. So it's counted 1 E and, 2 E and, like this. 1 E and, 2 E and. The next measure is 1 and 2. The next measure is a back end, 2 in a row. We have 1 and a, 2 and a, 1 and 2 and. Now we have our front end, 1 E and, 2 E and, 1 and 2. Let's walk through that song one more time. We have front end, we have back end, 1 and a, 2 and a, 1 and 2 and. Front end, 1 E and, 2 E and, 1 and 2. Back end, 1 and a, 2 and a, 1 and 2 and, 1 E and, 2 E and, 1 and 2. Now let's play it on the snare drum. There is a repeat, so we're going to play through this twice. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. 1 and a, 2 and a, 1 and 2 and 1 E and, 2 E and, 1 and 2. Back end, 1 and a, 2 and a, 1 and 2 and. Front end, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Repeat. Back end, 1 and a, 2 and a, 1 and 2. Front end, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Back end, 1 and a, 2 and a, 1 and 2 and. Front end, 1 and 2. Great job. Exercise number 5. Again, we are mixing up both the front end and the back end notes. So we start off with a back end, 1 and a, and it's immediately followed by a front end, 2 E and. So that measure again sounds like this, 1 and a, 2 E and. Let's go on, 1 and 2 and. So now it's the same rhythm as the beginning. It's the back end followed by a front end, 1 and a, 2 E and, 1 and 2. Again, 1 and a, 2 E and, 1 and 2 and, 1 and a, 2 E and, 1 and 2. Let's try that one more time. Here we go from the beginning. We have 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and a, 2 E and, 1 and 2 and, 1 and a, 2 E and, 1 and 2. 1 and a, 2 E and, 1 and 2 and, 1 and a, 2 E and, 1 and 2. Let's play it on the snare drum. We're going to play it twice because, again, there is a repeat sign. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. 1 and a, 2 E and, 1 and 2 and, 1 and a, 2 E and, 1 and 2. 1 and a, 2 E and, 1 and 2 and, 1 and a, 2 E and, 1 and 2. Now we're going to repeat. 1 and Great job. We're now on exercise number 6. It's called Solo Flight number 2. It is the same exact song as the Solo Flight number 1 from lesson 12. But this time we're going to be mixing up both front end and back end rhythms. So in the first line of the song, if you notice, they're all front end rhythms. So we have from the beginning, 1 E and, 2 E and, 1 am, 2 and, 1 E and, 2 E and, 4/16 notes, 1 E and a 2. We're on the next line. I'm going to switch to the drum. We have our flams on each beat. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, the next part, we start with front end. We have a 1 E and, 2 and, then we have 4/16 notes, 1 E and a 2. The next part where it says F, be careful. Here we're going to be mixing up the front ends with the back ends. The first combination is a front end. It's 2/16 notes and then an 1/8 note. So we're going to start off with 1 E and, but the next beat is on a back end. So the next beat is going to be 2 and a. So 2 and a. If we put that together, it sounds like this. 1 E and, 2 and a. The next measure is 1 and, 2 and. We're on the next line. We're going to start with the front end. The second beat is a back end. So it's 1 E and, 2 and a. The next measure, 4/16 notes, 1 E and a 2. Going back to the flams on the drum. 1, 2, 1, 2. The last two measures of the song, we start with a back end on the first beat, and the second beat is a front end. So it's going to be 1 and a, 2 E and then the last measure is rest and 2. Let's walk through that whole song one more time. If you need to, you can circle where the rhythms are different or put any indication in the music to help you realize where the rhythms change. Number 6, we have 1 E and, 2 E and, 1 and, 2 and, 1 E and, 2 E and, 1 E and a 2. The next line, we're going on the flams on the drum. 1, 2, 1, 2. Then we have 1 E and, 2 and, 1 E and a 2. Now we're mixing it up. We have front end, 1 E and, back end, 2 and a, 1 and, 2 and. The next line, same thing. 1 E and, 2 and a, 1 E and a 2. Going to the flams on the drum. 1, 2, 1, 2. The last two measures, we have a back end and then a front end. 1 and a 2 E and, rest and 2. Now let's play through the whole song on the drum. Notice where it says F for forte and P for piano. Make sure you play forte loud when it says F, and P, piano, soft when you play, when you see the P. Let's start from the very beginning. We have 1, 2, ready, loud. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Soft flams. 1, 2, 1, 2. It's still soft. 1 and 2 and 1 and a 2. Now we're loud and it's, be careful, it's mixed up. 1 and 2 and a, 1 and 2 and next line. 1 and 2 and a, 1 and a 2. Soft flams. 1, 2, 1, 2. Loud. 1 and a 2 and rest and 2. When you do your flams, when they are soft, you still have your sticks at 2 different levels, so that way you still get the offsetting sound. But make sure your sticks are still close to the drum so you get a softer sound. If they're too high up, it's going to sound louder. Remember, the smaller the movements, the softer the sound in the exercise. We're going to go through exercise one more time. Exercise 6, here we go. We have 1, 2, ready, loud, play. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Next line, soft. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1 and 2 and 1 and a 2. Loud. 1 and 2 and a 1 and 2 and next line. 1 and 2 and a 1 and a 2. Soft. 1, 2, 1, 2. job. I can't wait to hear your recordings.